Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Expose and educate. Still getting over the operation, but back at it. Trying to bring you some good content over the next few weeks. So, just walking up a road to a rather special site. As you can see, there's no footpath, so one has to be wary when oncoming traffic. So we're quite near to the Avon and Somerset Police Headquarters, which you may have seen in the previous video, where two police officers actually bought me a glass of water out, and they basically in that video warned me off the place that I'm just coming to, which is, I don't know, probably a mile down the road from their establishment. And I suppose, like lots of other people that do this, if somebody turns around and warns you off, we have a tendency to take no notice. And sorry, bit of pain there, and we tend to visit anyway. So I was hoping to do this recycling centre while I was here, but it's closed. So there's a few people turning up to find out it's closed. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to cross the road to this rather impressive little place, and it is Blackrock Specialist Training Centre, and it's very, very clearly marked no public access, obviously, so all we can do is film from out here, and obviously being aware of cars. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit for you. It's a bit of a funky place because it's built into the side of what I'm assuming was a quarry in its day. And if you didn't know it was here, then, well, I think it speaks for itself. If you didn't know it was here, so obviously they seem to have built it with lots of those, you know, they take rocks, don't they, and they put them into wire baskets. So it seems to be quite a lot of that. I'm going to stop the filming just for a second because there's a guy doing some gardening. So what I'll do is I'll drop it there and pick it up in a bit. So just turn the body cam on instead, guys. Yeah, so there is a guy doing some grounds maintenance. What we're going to do though, because it doesn't say we're not allowed around here, so what we're going to do, we're just going to have a little look. I don't think we can get very far. In fact, we can't. But it will sort of give you a little look-see if I get between the bars for you. So you can see it's a big old cliff. Not a great thing to see. Somebody has already clocked us, so you never know, we might get contact. And then what we'll do, we'll just come over this way. So it says images are being monitored. Well, that's fine, we don't mind that. So we'll just have a little touch just here. Again, it doesn't say we're not allowed to come to this bit. So I'll just get through the bars and we'll have a little zoom in for you. So as it stands, not a great amount to see, but what we will do, because what does that say on that sign over there? Let's have a little zoom in. Hopefully you can read it. So it says Blackrock Specialist Training Centre, reception, operational vehicles, visitor parking, accessible parking for disabled, staff parking, deliveries, no student parking. So maybe they get dropped off by somebody. So what we're going to do, we're going to just have a little walk over this way, park our backsides for 10 minutes and enjoy a little bit of the sunshine. So.
Hello sir, can we assist you at all?
No, I'm fine, thank you. I'm just enjoying this gorgeous weather.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it? I was actually just filming because what a fantastic building.
It's awesome, isn't it?
I don't know if you appreciate that because you probably work
No,
here.
I do, and it's won architecture awards. It's absolutely stunning.
Has it? Is there anywhere I can find that online to find out a bit more about it?
Yeah, it's one of the numerous architectural awards. If you just Google it, or the entire insides of the Channel 4 documentary.
Oh right,
So if you
okay.
want to know about it, please feel free to have a look.
I didn't know that, so I will for definite. Thank you. Yeah.
No worries.
So, are you police staff or a police officer?
Can I ask who you are first?
You can.
Yes. Who are you?
Are we going to do an exchange of details, or am I going to tell you?
I don't necessarily need your details at all. So
No, I was just wondering if I was going to tell you, would I get yours, or would you do a little slippery
No,
and?
I'm a pal. I'm one of the training sergeants here.
A training sergeant, excellent. So, is it purely training here?
I don't want to disclose exactly what goes inside the building.
No, of course, no. But
Yeah, and you are, sir?
you can call me Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott.
No, I was just wondering because it says it's a training establishment. I wondered if it was just training.
It's a police site, put it that way. If
Yeah,
you're well aware.
yeah.
Before you-
Well, I've filmed up at the top
Yes.
before. Two lovely police ladies. I don't know if you can call them that anymore. Police officers, police constables, came out,
Technically, we're officers.
had a wonderful chat. They
we
put
had
they
one of
put me
your-
in handcuffs so I could see what they felt like. They brought me out a glass of water.
Very kind of them.
Absolutely brilliant.
I think
So
it was one of your colleagues the other day. He had his drone up flying over.
one of my colleagues. Now there's
don't
there's because I normally check where I'm going, and I don't like to go to the same places.
We have lots of visitors filming it, so it's not a problem.
Well, it's, as I said, it's pretty. I don't suppose there's any chance of booking a tour in the future.
We don't tend to because of the COVID issue at the moment. But,
Of course.
At the moment, we don't have tours running.
You don't do open days or
We
anything.
do open days at times when the force does open days, but as a general.
Okay, so is that something that they would do in line with up here?
Don't we, on the Force website? Force open days, we
Right.
advertise them on the website.
Okay,
Running.
because I'm going to apply for a ride along,
Yeah.
but we're trying to sort out the nitty gritty of can I film?
About the details, sir.
Yeah, you know. So
Don't use that phrase.
yeah,
No
the
worries.
details. Brilliant. Yeah, so nothing to worry about. I'm just taking a bit of a rest now because that's a hell of a walk up here.
That's okay. I just thought if we could help in any way, I'd ask.
Other than, as I said, if I could book a visit or come to an open day in the future, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Would you allow filming?
We don't tend to allow filming of the actual open day itself, but as
Right.
I said, the inside of that building's all over.
Unless you're Channel 4.
It's all over Channel 4 with numerous documentaries in it, so
Okay.
yes.
Well, that could be interesting. I might be able to pinch some of their footage and give them a nod to it and everything.
Wonderful.
Brilliant,
Well,
excellent.
enjoy the sunshine, sir.
And you, thanks for coming out and being professional. Cheers. So there we are, guys. One of the training sergeants. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to just go just because she's come out. I'm going to hang on for a little bit and see if we can get any cars coming out. I'm not going to give it too long though because I've got one special place to go to today. But it is a bit of a walk up that hill, so I am having a rest. So if you like what we're doing, tell us, stick it in the comments. If you don't like what we're doing, stick it in the comments. Try and be respectful though, guys, because other people do read them. Click like, click share, but more importantly, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free to do. You don't get inundated with stuff that you don't really want, and it does help people like myself to stay on the road, and as you saw from the road, take risks to bring you some footage. So I'm gonna hang around for a bit longer and then we'll get back to you. So guys, been here for 25 minutes since the contact with the lady. Absolutely no activity at all, apart from the guys doing the groundwork. So we will check out the Channel 4 documentary, because apparently we can have a look inside. And while we're here, it'd be rude not to go at the top, I suppose, and just do the headquarters again. So what I'll do, guys, because it doesn't look as though we're going to get any comings or going, it's probably a 9 to 5 establishment. So we will leave it there. I'm not going to walk up the hill to the top. What we'll do is we'll go back to the vehicle and we will drive up, park up, and we'll do a little bit at the top before heading on to the main destination of today. So I might tack it onto this one, might not. If I don't, expose and educate, catch you on the next one. If I do, then obviously we can splice it in and cut it out. It's pretty good use of the areas that they've dug out. As I said, I'm taking my life in my hands coming back down this road again. The things we do for your entertainment. Anyway, expose and educate for this one. Stay safe and catch you on the next one. Just for your information, the new highway code rules don't seem to be being adhered to by certain van drivers. As per the old highway code, I'm walking facing the traffic, and just like a cyclist, we're meant to be given at least a metre space on overtaking. The van's just nearly caught me with his wing mirror. So yeah, trouble is I wasn't bloody filming, otherwise I'd have reported him. Never mind, catch you on the next one, guys. Take care. So welcome back to the channel, guys. Expose and educate. We were filming about a mile down the road, so it would have seemed remiss of me not to come back to the exit for the HQ, Avon and Somerset. One of my two of my subscribers actually said, could there be a revisit? They seem to like what happened last time. So what we're going to do is because we know the routine up here, we're just going to extend the monopod, flip the little foot out, and we're going to have it ready for anybody that comes up. Obviously this is a different camera this trip, so hopefully the sound will be a lot better. Just take a bit of a close-up of that tower. I mean, it's massive. Sort of shows you how far away from it actually when I say that's a close-up. Obviously they're not a great zoom on these cameras, but you know, I've known worse. So we've got the first private car coming out. We'll see if they've got anything to say. They don't always, of course. Just a smile from that lady, which was nice. We'll see if that continues as the day goes on. Another lady, probably all office staff, going home early. Not suggesting that they don't work full hours anymore, but a lot of places, as you know, tend to do more part-time staff so that they can cover if people are sick. So another private car just leaving. I'd like to know the height of that tower, I've got to be honest. I wonder if I can find that information out from somewhere, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep dropping it, picking it up when I see the bonnet of the car, and if there's any interaction, obviously we'll do something. We're not staying too long today because there's another place I want to get to, which is actually in Bristol. So, and then I've got something on tonight, so I can't stay out too long. It looks like I've just caught an end of shift change because there's cars coming out galore. But of course it doesn't mean that they're all police officers. It could mean that there are fire service operatives as well, and we don't really want to catch them, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Dropping it there, picking up in a bit, guys. So I thought I'd better just give you a little bit of an update. So we're at North Gate, excuse me, Avon and Somerset Police. It's a joint forces headquarters. The entrance to it is, I don't know, quarter of a mile down the road. It's a big old site. Not sure if we're going to catch anything but as I was just down the road, you know, can't miss the opportunity of bringing you guys something. Just to give you a time check, guys, it is 2:30. Working on the older shift patterns. If people have come on shift for 2 o'clock, hopefully a quick briefing, and we should catch some cars leaving. So we will wait and see. So a bit of a breeze up on the hill here. This guy was having a second clock as he was coming. Doesn't seem too bothered, kept driving. Now, not being paranoid, but he's just been on his phone, not on hands-free, but on speaker, which still technically is against the law. Still technically, though, on private property, because I am on their driveway. So I will expect uniform to be with me within the next 10 minutes. Keep watching, guys. One of the things I will point out for you while we're waiting is that it seems an awful shame when you build something, and I don't know how much money something like that crest costs, don't know if you can see it, and then you hide it behind this ugly green fence. You would have thought that maybe they could have moved it to an outside wall, like where the North Gate sign is. Just a waste of money otherwise, I suppose. It's a very quiet day, guys, so let's just have a look at the signage so you know. Public access to police headquarters is appointment only. Is that grammatically correct? Should there be an S on the end of headquarters? To see a police officer, please call 101 to make an appointment with the Portishead neighbourhood team. And if you've pre-booked appointment, call 101 and the operator will let the team know you're here. It says quite clearly images are being monitored for the purpose of prevention of crime. So, a little Honda CD250. Just a DHL driver leaving. Sometimes they have a little pop. And other times, just like that, they just totally ignore us. Nice to see somebody respecting the barrier. It's about the only one that's waited for it to come back down, which I've got to say, very security conscious, because I'll just show you a little bit closer. If you wanted to get in, you'd soon scoot under the barrier. It's not as if it's a major problem. So, but we do have a uniformed Irk coming out to us by the look of it. So we'll just keep out of the way of this car. Let them come by. Get back to me seat.
Switch my body on camera on, but, you know.
Thank you very much. That's a good start.
Stand off the road if that's all right.
Yeah, well, as you've seen,
I
I am moving about. Would you like to identify yourself for me?
1375 Fitzgerald.
Thank you. And are you based here or somewhere else?
Here.
Lovely. That's it. That's all the niceties out of the way.
There's a new response station here. I don't know if you're aware of that.
It was partly why I'm here today, to ask a few questions. If anybody was nice enough to have a chat.
If I can help, I'll answer the questions.
Well, you've just told me that, so that's interesting. I'm sure the viewers will be pleased with that. I don't suppose you know the height of that tower, do you?
That one?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I guess it's some sort of old communications tower, but
yeah.
I really couldn't help you.
Well, because it's joint services, I figured it was communications, but I can't seem to find anything online to say the height of it. Because I understand there was somebody with a drone the other day filming both down at Blackrock and up here, and I just wondered because of the legislation, you know.
I have no idea. Yeah, it's not something I've ever really.
Have they made you walk all the way up here?
Yeah, I have walked around, but I could do the exercise, to be honest. I didn't get out of the car very much, or out of the office very much.
Well, you look pretty trim to me, I must say.
Well, it's deceptive, let me tell you. Yeah, just, you know, usual sort of thing. Can I ask sort of how long you plan to be out here, if you don't mind?
I don't know really. I'm hoping to catch a marked car.
Oh, right.
I would love to catch a marked bike.
I can tell you there's no marked cars in there at the moment.
Is there not? They're all out and about.
So you're not going to see marked
So if I
cars
go down the bottom gate, I might get somebody coming back.
You might get someone coming back, but you're not going to see any marked cars coming out. It's just going to be, at the moment, all you're going to get
just your
is
civvies.
Civilian staff coming out. So all of that, you know, they're just people doing normal jobs.
Of course.
I know I accept being filmed as an occupational hazard, but they're people who work in the canteen and
of
the
course,
offices.
yeah.
They may not appreciate being filmed. It's not what they've signed up to do effectively, doing those sort of jobs. So if you just, you know, see people in, like these people coming out, the civilians in doing whatever job they do, if you just give them a bit of a
see, I'm sort of drawn now because you've been very polite and very respectful. We have two types of viewer. We have the viewer that seems to like a nice interaction, and you'll get a lot of thumbs up for this, but we also have viewers that give us stick. Now, we can't do any harm by filming private vehicles.
I know you can't do any harm. All I'm saying is that people find that being
and you're dead right, I understand that, and I try not to, I mean, just because I'm sat there doesn't always mean I'm filming. Obviously I saw you coming and I thought, right, we'll pop it on. Sure, you were walking quite quick actually, so I missed most of you. These don't interest me.
Sure.
Although I was here some months back, and the chief, sure it was the chief constable, can't even say it now. Yeah. Chief constable's secretary or personal assistant actually stopped and had a chat. And I actually missed the first bit, which was a shame. So what I tend to do is I have it running. If they stop, great. If not, later on when I get back into the editing suite, it's dropped, because nobody wants to see a car just coming out.
That.
You
and,
know,
obviously police cars are fair game. You know, private individuals, private number plates. I know you've probably got no ill intent other than what you've told me.
Oh, you never know, do you?
Well, I don't know. I'm making an assumption based on how you are. But the people who, you know, you don't know who's watching your YouTube channel may see
this is true.
And
this is true.
Come out of police HQ,
I mean, I'm
in the area, so they may have a vendetta against the police for whatever reason.
I am very conscious that there are some.
You might just end up following someone who works in the canteen or something.
Yeah, I'm very conscious of that fact, and that's why I said if I don't want to miss an interaction, you see, like I did last time. Because I had two lovely police constables come out, had a chat with them. They were out here for a long time actually. They put handcuffs on me, which was great because I wanted to try them. They even went back in and got me a glass of water.
Oh, that's very nice of them.
They probably took the glass away for fingerprints. But you know, so I'm not here to cause any grief or to upset anybody, but I don't want to miss that crucial question, because the first question, the first interaction is what sets the scene. Right. So you've come out, first thing you've said is you're putting your camera on. I then asked you to identify yourself. You did. Perfect start. Well, you know,
I am a public servant after all. Well, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
You can ask me anything you like.
You want, as you know, as you well know.
Yeah.
What's your name, please, sir?
Just call me sir. That's fine. We can carry on like that, can't we?
You don't want to give your name. That's
only reason being.
What you intend to do with the video, just.
At the moment, not a lot.
Not a a lot.
because it's been pretty boring.
Pretty boring.
I started off down at Blackrock. I had a sergeant come out. She told me a bit about the place.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a documentary on Channel 4 about the place. I was trying to find out if there was any open days planned, because I'd like to come up and interact nicely with people.
Sure.
The Chief Constable's PA, I'm sure she was the PA, said I could get a ride along scheme going, but I don't know if they're back up and running yet.
I know they have been for police staff, because we've had some ride alongs recently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've been open to the general public.
Yeah, it's still that COVID hanging about, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm just being patient. I just want to, you know, I'm going up to Gloucester later on because that's on my way home, and I just want to ask questions. And to be honest, today there's not a lot to ask. I know what the place is.
Yeah. It's pretty open.
And I know that this is the exit and the other one's the entrance.
Yeah.
Other than that, what goes on in there? I know they were doing riot training or dog training last time I was here because there was lots of noise.
Lots of training goes on.
So I haven't got a lot of questions for you, really, unless you want to share some personal stuff, like how long have you been in the job?
Oh, I'm quite new, 2 years. Just
oh right, okay.
So, but yeah, just recently come out to Portishead.
So is that
for my own curiosity? Can you tell me what is your YouTube channel?
I don't divulge that either, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
This is where we get you to check your your perhaps CID training. If you ever wanted to progress, you could find it, because there's often a link in the thing that suggests where we are.
Yeah, sure.
But we don't tend to give it out, and I'm not being funny. Although we get a lot of supporters doing this, I'm one of the smaller channels. I've only got 3,500 subscribers. But we get haters as well. You know, we've had lots of us have had threats of violence. You know, we know where you live, so we do tend to just not give too much. You know, if people want to look, they'll find. Of course. And then we can report the haters and embrace the lovers.
Fair enough.
So have you got any intentions of becoming CID or progressing?
No, that sort of thing. Struggle with this enough.
No?
You know, what sort of, you know, I'm not, obviously, you can tell me what you want about your channel. I'm just interested in it. It's not something that's really come to our attention like quite recently. There's a lot of people doing this sort of thing.
Last couple of years, it's really grown.
So what is sort of like, if you don't mind me asking, like the skew of your channel, what is your sort of
Okay, so have you heard of PINAC? No. So PINAC stands for Photography is Not a Crime.
Yeah.
So a lot of photographers over the years have got grief off the police, private security, and just the general public about filming because they think that you're doing something wrong.
Sure.
And now I'm quite sure you would tell me that technically I'm on private land here.
I don't know when
because I'm assuming it would be the road.
I'm not certain, to be honest with you, but you know the gates are there, so.
Yep, and I wouldn't cross those. So we do tend to push the boundaries with publicly accessible. 1972, Section 33, all that sort of stuff. So when they started up, there was a lot of problems with police officers in certain constabularies around the country abusing their rights. Overusing certain sections to detain people, to search people, purely and simply just to get their name. Section 1 of PACE is often used today. Section 43. I'm not sure if you're aware of all of those because you've got a lot to know.
That's about it, really.
And so therefore more and more people picked up a camera to hold you guys to account. Private security to account. I've had some fantastic run-ins with them.
Sure.
They are so unprofessional, it's unbelievable.
Well, you know, they don't have any sort of official training in lots of areas.
Well, they do. That's the trouble. And we try and hold their companies to account because Mighty, as one example, Serco. You look at the job Serco are doing now.
You said private security, I thought you meant sort of bankers.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, although they're governed by the licence, the SIA. Right. It's little things like SIA licence should be on show if you're working, unless you're working covertly. The amount of them that hide it. But they come out, like say this was a gatehouse, they'd come out and they'd be sprouting, you're not allowed to film that side of the gate, you know, and you try and explain to them we can film anything we see with our eyes, and it falls on deaf ears. So really there's no point talking to them. You've got to almost ignore them and just carry on what you're doing. Now I've got to say, Avon and Somerset, Gloucestershire, for me, are two of the most professional constabularies in the country.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I did have a little run-in with a couple of firearms guys. I'm not sure if they were out of Filton or if they were out of the one by the M5. They were a bit, shall we say, good cop, bad cop for a while.
Yeah.
We're having a nice conversation. That's how it should be. One of them was trying to be a little bit out of, and they always do that thing where they split up.
Yeah.
Which puts us on, because when we've seen other people, and then after about a 20-minute conversation, one of them says, I don't want to be filmed. It's like, if you'd have said that at the start, it might have gone slightly different, because I could have focused on the other guy. But so my channel is police stations, private security. I had a run-in with a guy from Liverpool, Victoria.
Are you all right? You just southwest, or?
At the moment, I'm sort of mainly southwest. I've got some trips to Oxfordshire and Wiltshire and Berkshire planned over the coming weeks. Because obviously in the winter, you don't want to be travelling miles and miles in bad weather.
Sure.
So lots of targets, shall we say, on the radar. I always like a good interaction because it means that you're respecting our right to film in public. I know you said in private.
If someone's going to be respectful to me, like you have been respectful,
Yeah.
I'll be respectful back.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. If I've seen some of these interactions go another way with
Exactly.
fault on both sides, but
Most definitely. Yeah.
But as long as you're going to keep calm, keep out of people's way, respect, just private citizens, people who may be a bit intimidated, by your presence, just being filmed. I'm not saying it's illegal.
Of course,
Then that's fair enough.
So you obviously watch a lot of them are called auditors.
Some of them get flagged to us.
Okay.
For sort of intel and things like
Well,
that.
this is what I was going to suggest to you, because if you get your guys that tell you stuff, just type in Charing Cross Police Station and Lewisham Police Station, and that is classic how not to do it in many, many ways, although they're both starting to learn. But I saw one yesterday, and Charing Cross haven't really learned.
Well, if you're just staying out here, I'll leave you to it for now. I've got some paperwork to do.
No worries.
Something
Listen,
else?
really appreciate you coming out, being professional.
Don't worry. You say
Viewers will love that.
you don't know how long you're going to be out here for, just so I can give something to comments.
How we doing for time? Probably another 7 minutes.
Another 7 minutes.
That's a bit precise, isn't it?
Very precise, not more.
Well, I was going to give it half an hour, you see,
Yeah.
and I got here about 26 minutes past.
Yeah.
Are you sure there's no marked cars in there?
I'm sure, because I haven't been able to use a marked car myself today.
Oh, right.
I have to use an unmarked car to get to jobs. There's definitely no marked car.
See, now we don't mind unmarked cars if we can see the uniform,
Yeah.
because obviously then there's a chance of an interaction.
Yeah. No, it's basically due to technical issues of several off the road.
Right,
You're not
okay.
gonna see anything interesting.
No worries. Well, I'll give it 7 minutes just to see, because it's a lovely day.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't suppose you could find out for me on your comms before you go if there's an open day planned. Is that something they could tell you?
They wouldn't tell me in comms
No?
at the moment. You'll be better off. They'll just Google it. So if you just
Sure,
Google it,
okay.
do it yourself,
And the other
find
question
something
I've got, sorry, I know you're busy. I remember a while back I read something about if you were out and about in a town. I mean, I've seen you come out of a police station, so it wouldn't be right. But I could get you to contact comms, and they could confirm to me verbally that you're a police officer.
Yeah, they can do
Has that working?
I've never had anybody ask me to do it.
No.
So, but yeah, you can either obviously call 101 and they'll confirm it through then.
Yeah.
Or you can ask to speak on our radio
Yeah.
apparently and say confirm that this is a.
Because I think it all come about, didn't it? Because that guy that dressed up as a police officer. So.
But yeah, it's never come up for me. Nobody's
No.
ever challenged me. 'Cause
Well,
people see a uniform, etc.
exactly.
So
yeah.
But yeah, no, you can do that. if you
Brilliant.
wish.
I just wanted to check it was still running.
Yeah, I haven't been told it's not.
No, that's
I
fine.
was told it started.
And I've just thought of one other question. Sorry, you're going to say hurry up and bugger off, aren't you?
No, don't worry.
Where do people go for Avon and Somerset if you've been a naughty policeman and you're sitting in front of a board for a disciplinary?
I'm not sure. I've never been involved in it.
That's where I was coming to.
Honestly don't know, I'm afraid.
No,
So,
I wondered if it would be. Is it Filton or is it Patchwell? I never know what, because it's on the border.
They probably do it to different areas depending on where the officer is from.
Right. Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
I just
I'm afraid.
wondered if it was here, because this would be ideal, wouldn't it? Really.
Yeah, but I just couldn't tell you.
No worries.
I've never
And
been
I'm glad to hear you've never been disciplined. So
well,
keep at it. Thanks very much. Take care. There we are, guys. Always good to have a good interaction. So if he looks out for this and sees himself, I just want to say, in hindsight, a little bit of a haircut and tidy up that beard might be a good idea. But no, he's pleasant enough. 2 years in the job, not too concerned. For those that are watching, I'm not wearing a mask today. I sort of experiment at the moment, you know, does a mask get a different approach or not? And for me, I've got to be honest, from private businesses it seems to have an effect, but for the police it doesn't matter. And I don't really mind if they film me, if I'm honest. Let's be honest, we're filmed all over the country, aren't we? So yeah, a little bit disappointing. He reckons there's no marked cars. Reckons a few have been taken off the road, so I wonder if that means they've had a few bumps and grapes and scrapes and gripes. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're just going to give it, where are we now? I can't see the time. Another 3 or 4 minutes and we'll call it a day and we'll head off, because if there's no marked cars in there, the chances of catching an unmarked car with the bobbies in, it still seems to be people going home. So actually, do you know what, no point hanging around. I don't think. We might as well jump on it, get to the next location. So anyway, expose and educate. You might have seen Blackrock as part of this. I might tag it on the end as like some bonus footage. Yet another Avon and Somerset good interaction. Informed me of his body cam straight away. I asked him to identify straight away, no hesitation. Still a little dip of the shoulder, which is just something they tend to do out of habit, I think. Yeah, pleasant enough. Obviously asked telltale questions. Was perfectly happy with me not responding. Knew that wasn't going to go anywhere, so there was no date of birth or anything like that. The only other question was the name of the channel. Obviously you guys know because you're watching it, but we don't tend to tell them up front. So yeah, we're off to our next location and expose and educate. Please click the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.